Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, January 14th, and it's cold again. And I say again because it hasn't been cold all the time. We actually hit, the high on Friday was 62 degrees Fahrenheit here. And today it's in the teens. It's just crazy weather. Friday was nice, although it rained all day, so it could have been better. But onward we go. So today I've got my Tim Heineck pipe. It's a nice rustic large billiard that I really like, and I usually smoke this on Sunday evenings, but I'm bringing it out early today for a reason that I'll get to. And I'm going to put into that some Rattray's Bagpiper Dream. This is a tobacco that I received a sample of towards the end of the year last year, and yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm not going to give you full impressions or anything, but it's a Virginia Black Cavendish blend, and it's got a relatively light cognac topping on it, and it's not bad. I don't think it's a tobacco that I would seek out myself because I'm not a big Virginia fan and I'm not a big aromatic fan, although this is barely an aromatic. But it's a nice change of pace, and it smokes well, burns well. So yeah, Rattray's Bagpiper's Dream. I have no idea how available it is, but if you're into Virginias and you like a little bit of a flavor like cognac, it's actually quite nice. It's a smooth, easy to smoke blend. Uh-oh. There we go. I don't know if any of you Zippo users have experienced this, but over time it seems like the wheel becomes glazed. And it's a new flint, it's got plenty of fuel, and it just is very difficult to strike. So in the past I've taken this apart and sort of set it upside down in some mineral spirits, let it soak for a while, and then took a brass brush and went around and brushed that wheel. So I'm going to have to try that again and see if that works. But if anyone has experienced that, let me know. I'd like to, any tips you might have would be really helpful. So today I had an idea, and it's just an idea, but I want to sort of gauge interest in this because I think it could actually wind up being a lot of fun. So the New York Pipe Show is scheduled for March 10th of this year. It's a Saturday, March 10th, and that is held going now. Although it's the New York Pipe Show, it's actually held in Newark, New Jersey. I've been to it a few times. I haven't been to it in several years, but when I have gone, it's a nice show. It's not a big show. It's actually a rather small show, but there's a few tobacco vendors there. I actually met Russ Ouellette there one year. There's many people selling estate pipes, estate tobaccos, aged tobaccos, and then there's many pipe makers that are there. A lot of local guys that you've probably never heard of. One of the guys that I met there was Tim Heineck, who made this pipe, and I actually bought it at the show from him, which is why I'm smoking it today. It's a fantastic pipe. It's a nice open draw, smokes beautifully. Big heavy bowl. That rustication really feels good in the hand. You can see it's this really deep craggy rustication. I think I've talked about this pipe before, but yeah, I was really happy to meet Tim and to get an opportunity to buy one of his pipes. So the reason I bring this up is, I saw that the show is March 10th, which is not too far from now, and I was thinking there's a pretty good concentration of us in this sort of northeastern U.S. area, and Newark is a rather central point. I mean, it's quite reasonable to drive there from, well, obviously from New York, from many points in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, at least eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And even, you know, places as far as Connecticut, Boston, you know, those areas. I know Boston isn't a state, but you know what I mean. It's, you know, it's a reasonable travel, and it is being held at a hotel, so there's even the opportunity for an overnight stay. And I was thinking maybe it would be an opportunity for us to have a sort of northeastern U.S.-ish YTPC meetup. I don't know if there'd be a lot of interest in this. I am going to go to the show regardless, so I'll be there on March 10th. And if there's enough interest, maybe we could actually organize this in some way. So the show starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll put a link down below to the page on the Pipe Club's website. It's not very informative. It just tells you where the pipe show is and what time it starts. I think admission is like $10, and at least in the past, I haven't been there since the deeming regs, but in the past you would pay the $10 and you would immediately be given tobacco. And the tobacco vendors that were there would have jars that you could sample from. So I don't know if that's still going to be the case. I know some clubs have gone to selling tickets at the entrance that you can then exchange for tobaccos or things like that. So I'm sure there'll be some tobacco sampling to be had. And if I'm remembering right, they do not have an indoor smoking area, but they do have an outdoor area that you can congregate in and smoke. And also there's a really nice JR cigar with a big lounge and stuff, not very far, about 20-30 minutes from the hotel where the pipe show is being held. So, you know, I could imagine meeting at the pipe show 10, 11-ish or something like that, or maybe after lunch, maybe get together for lunch and then head over to JR Cigars and share a few bowls and, you know, share some tobacco and just get a chance to meet one another in the flesh. So let me know what you think about that. I'd be happy to do some coordination, you know, try to find a place for lunch if we need to if we got a large enough group that we would need a reservation. I'm not expecting we're going to have 100 people, you know, it's going to be a handful, but it could be a lot of fun. So give it some thought. Let me know either in the comments or get in touch with me otherwise if you'd be interested. And certainly if you're a member of that pipe club or if you're in that area and you'd be interested and you'd like to help out a bit in terms of the logistics, that would also be really great. So just an idea. Let me know what you think, and in future videos I'll update you on how that seems to be going. So beyond that, been busy in the shop. Got looking at pipes in front of me. I've got 4 pipes right now that I'm working on, which is great, and I'm really enjoying these. And that includes the ROP that you saw on Wednesday in my restoration video. And that's been really a lot of fun to work on. I'm really looking forward to smoking that pipe. I think it's going to be it's going to be interesting because I've never had a ROP. I've had cherry woods, but I've never had one made of cherry. Certainly not one made of a cherry branch like that. So it's a cool little pipe, and I'm looking forward to enjoying it. And I've gotten a lot of feedback on that from folks that smoke ROPs, that have restored ROPs, and it's been very helpful. But I don't want to get too much into that. I'll save that for the restoration videos. The other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, excuse me while I caffeinate myself. But this bagpiper's dream really is nice, and it goes very well with the coffee. That cognac flavor is very subtle, but it's enough to sort of add or to accentuate the sweetness of the Virginias. And then there's a lot of like deep fermented Virginia flavor. It's good stuff. But a complete lack of burley, so I'm not a fan. The other thing I wanted to talk about was what I did yesterday, which was really a heck of a lot of fun. There is an event. Do I have the? Yeah. Hopefully you can see that. Cabin Fever Expo in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. This is about an hour and a half from where I live, and it's an event that they hold every year for home machinists, model makers. Really, it's for model makers, and by model makers I mean the guys that make model steam engines, model fire trucks, you know, moving models that require a lot of machining and a lot of detail work. And some of these things are just unbelievable. I mean, there's scale models of machines down to like the screws that are used in them. You know, they're scaled perfectly, and then they work. At the show they're all running on air, compressed air, but you could actually hook them up to a steam boiler and they would work just fine. So it was really a lot of fun to see that, and to they had various vendors there. Little Machine Shop was there, which is a company I use quite a bit for lathe accessories and things like that. There was a consignment sale with all sorts of really neat old tools. I picked up a few things, nothing worth doing a show and tell on, but just little bits and pieces, you know, some sharpening stones and a few bits for the lathe and things like that. But yeah, it was really a great time. So what I'll do is I'll put a few pictures in, and you know, probably will have already put those in because I should have mentioned it when I first started talking about this. But I'll put a few pictures in to give you an idea of what it was like. And at the end of this, if the video clip came out, and I haven't watched it yet, so I hope I can do this, but I have a video clip of one of the tables that had some of these engines on it, and these were Stirling engines, and anybody that's at all interested in model engines knows what a Stirling engine is. It's basically an engine that runs based on a difference in heat between the top and the bottom, and you don't need to know more than that. But the one that, if the video clip works, there's one that has like a bubbling blue liquid being moved around in a U-tube. That machine is actually what's called an acoustic Stirling engine, and if you have any idea what I'm talking about, you'll enjoy seeing it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great way to spend a Saturday, and this time of year it's definitely true that cabin fever starts to set in, although when your weather's like ours is, I don't know what sets in. But it was nice to get out and take a ride out to Lebanon and just see the really cool stuff at this show. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the pictures and hopefully the video clip at the end. Give the meetup some thought. Let me know if you think it's a crazy idea or if you think it's worthwhile. If you're interested in going, and we'll see what we can put together in the coming weeks leading up to March 10th. So with that, I will go off and enjoy the rest of this Bagpiper's Dream, and I wish you all a good Sunday and wish you all the best for the rest of the week. And until the next time I see you, I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.
That is beautiful. That's pretty cool.